I have no idea how. Yet, as of this moment in time, it's just a little bit before 5 of 8 o'clock. Had to sleep in on a Saturday, We did not get any snow. We were supposed to get like, not blizzard per se, but something like a lot, like you'd want to stay inside, all sorts of bad sort of, crazy stuff that would otherwise keep you inside and keep you from otherwise having a wonderful day. Personally, I'm not complaining though, because there's some stuff I would like to be able to do today. And if the snow could just stay away for a little bit, that'd be okay. So with that said, good morning and happy Saturday, everyone. Yes, it is Saturday. We are 18 days into the decade and things are going pretty good. Last night was relatively quiet. Nothing really. I mean, considering what happened the week before, I really wasn't expecting much of anything. I mean, a week before, I was at the illegal tap house for the Alive After 5 thing. That place was lit. But, it was so much fun it should be considered illegal. Anyway, that pun's never gonna get old. So with that said, I'm definitely enjoying my day, my relaxing sort of stuff I would normally do on a Saturday. Have this little guy by my side, and it does feel rather odd that I'm not doing a pick today. But with only 4 teams left in the playoffs, I can definitely save all my stuff about that tomorrow. Which, don't worry, you're going to be getting a pretty decent thing out. You're going to be getting, I was going to say decent show. This isn't a show. It's just, I'm a one man, one bear show. So, yes, that'd be rather apropos. Sometimes I wonder, I will admit, sometimes on Saturdays I do get bored, which is weird because as a kid at heart, I do watch Saturday morning cartoons. And, every time I have an opportunity to watch Saturday morning cartoons, I'm always thinking you know what? I'm feeling young. I'm feeling nostalgic. Let's watch something Pokemon related, please. So, thank you to the power of the internet and Netflix and all that stuff. We can watch it, and it's awesome. So, one thing I definitely do want to bring up is, and this was actually quite the controversy when this was first announced. And brace yourselves, this is talking about Pokemon Sword and Shield again. Quite frankly, the biggest controversy that ever come out of any of the announcements that were made was they will not be bringing the entirety of the National Dex into the games. What is the National Dex? Well, the Pokedex is essentially all the Pokemon that are listed in the game. The National Dex is every single Pokemon that has ever existed in any or all regions of Pokemon as of right now. With 8 regions, all the Pokemon from all 8 regions combined, there you have the National Dex. Now, I honestly didn't really know what to think about at the time. In fact, as of right now, it's sort of been one of my reasons why I haven't gotten Sword and Shield yet. And partly because I'm broke right now. Anyway, the point is, I'm too lazy to buy it. My point is, I don't have the fact that the National Dex isn't really isn't really there. Set off a lot of controversy. I want this Pokemon. Well, how will they do competitively? All that stuff. And believe me, I get it. But full disclosure, I'm actually looking at the entirety of the National Dex right now. In fact, if you go to Bulbapedia, yes, that is actually the name of the site where you get an entire list of the entire National Dex. You had to scroll down for miles. Not including the Pokemon we're going to be getting in the DLC. Remember the Isle of Armor and the Crown Tundra. It's 890 Pokemon. That's, well, for those of you who are astute, that's more than videos I've done. More importantly, however, think about it. That's a lot of content to put in, well, technically it's 2 games, but one sort of thing. Not to mention, there would be so many that would only be version exclusive. It'd be silly. Plus, let's be honest, a lot of people, and I do mean a lot of people, would just immediately try to be going after the pseudo legendaries. Oh, you don't know what the pseudo legendaries are, do you? Well, you know what? Because I'm a nice guy, I can definitely explain it to you. Pseudo-legendary Pokemon is a fan term commonly used to refer to any Pokemon that has a 3-stage evolutionary line, 1,250,000 experience points at level 100, and a base stat total of exactly 600 before Mega Evolution, if you are able to do so. Pseudo-legendary Pokemon are often more powerful than many other non-legendary Pokemon due to their huge base stats. Now, some fans omit the need to have 1,250,000 experience points at level 100 from the definition, although this has no effect on the Pokemon that are in the group. So there you go. As of this moment in time, now, if you want to know, well, you could probably guess who they are, but if you ever look at any of the, look on Bulbapedia again, and look at any of the Pokedexes from that particular region, you'll notice right before you get to like the box legendaries, aka for the most part what you would see on the box cover of a Pokemon game, you'll see one final 3-stage evolution. That's the pseudo legendary of that generation in a nutshell. That's what it is. Although Generation 5 actually did something different. Oh, there's a pseudo legendary, and it's a 3-stage evolution, but right before you get to the actual legendaries and the box cover legendaries, there's one more 2-stage evolution, which is, actually I should explain. It's Larvesta and Volcarona. That's the 2-stage evolution. Anyway, and actually I really like Volcarona. Then again, I said this before, Larvesta actually has the record for the longest amount of time it takes to evolve it. See, normally to get a Larvesta, at least in black and white, you gotta hatch an egg. And every egg that's hatched starts at level 1. To evolve it into Volcarona, you gotta get it to level 59. Unless you're playing from the very beginning of the game somehow, you're not going to be able to evolve it until the very end. Sometimes even post-game. That's how crazy it is. I'm not kidding. So yes, the actual pseudo-legendaries are as follows. And if you're a fan of the original games, you'll get these right away. From Generation 1, you have Dragonite. Generation 2, Tyranitar. Generation 3, there's actually 2 of them, Salamence and Metagross. Generation 4, Garchomp. Generation 5, Hydreigon. That one's actually cool. He's a 3-headed Hydra. It's awesome. Generation 6, Goodra. Generation 7, Komao. And finally, Generation 8, Dragapult. Now, it was actually widely considered that, with the exception of Metagross, and then Goodra, and then Dragapult, to also be considered a pseudo-legendary, you need to have a double weakness. What's a double weakness, you might ask? Well, think of it this way. If any of you guys remember back to the games, rock is weak to water, fire is weak to water. Imagine if you were a type that was both. All of a sudden, water is going to be very painful for you. That's essentially what a double weakness is. Now, for the most part, a Pokemon can get by that weakness pretty easily. How they learn to move for coverage, be part of a team that can balance for that, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's actually really funny because a lot of the pseudo-legendaries are have a quad weakness to ice just because they're part flying type. or ground, just because they're probably dragon type. Seriously, Dragonite, Salamence, Garchomp, they're all double weaknesses to ice. Yeah, that's true. And, the list goes on and on. Tyranitar has a double weakness to fighting. Como has a double weakness to fairy. Which Hydreigon also has a double weakness to fairy as well. That's true. And again, Metagross doesn't have a double weakness to anything because Steel and Psychic don't have common weaknesses. Goodra is a single type. Goodra is just a single dragon type, so, only no double weakness there. And Ghost and Dragon don't share a common weakness, so Dragapult's safe too. Yeah. There you go. Gosh, I'm such a Pokemon nerd. I am. I want to play it some more. You know what? I think I know what my plan is. Today, before the weather actually gets too crazy, I'm going to get myself some Dunkin'. Would like myself some Dunkin'. That'd be pretty sweet. And then I would like to then go get, then I'll have my Dunkin' for breakfast. Then I'll play Pokemon all day long until I have to go get ready for church. And before I do, I have to go visit my late aunt's gravesite. See, one thing I like to do, and this is a little bit personal for me, but I guess I can share because I certainly mean no harm by saying it. On November 5th, 2013, remember the 5th of November, my aunt had passed away. And ever since then, on the day of her passing, I've been visiting her gravesite on November 5th. Again, remember the 5th of November. I hope somebody got that reference. Well, over time, I've had other family members sadly pass. And so when it is on the day of their passing, I go visit them at their gravesites. To pay respects, say a few words. Not there long. 5-10 minutes most I'm there for. Just to show that I care. Just so that, I keep them in my thoughts. Remember that they were a part of my life, which is always nice. Always very nice. And it was that, and here's the thing though. They're all of their grave sites are in Corning. And my great aunt that had passed away a year ago actually passed away on January 19th, but today's the 18th. I'm not going to be in Corning tomorrow. But I will be today for going to church and picking up my grandmother, so I'll just simply go there right before. Simple enough. So, yeah. Hey, I got my game plan. It's just after 8 o'clock in the morning. I'm doing pretty good. I already know what my plan is. Because I are totally smart like that. Oh, boy. Man, I really wish, there was something football related today. I mean, college football's over. LSU won, which is, great for them. The XFL is starting in a couple weeks. There's that. Actually, I should talk to the good people over at Teals and see if they're going to do anything about that. I mean, they have the NFL game day where they have, seriously, one of the reasons why Teals Tavern is awesome is because they have, 8 gigantic widescreen TVs showing, all the games. It's awesome. I can watch my team and watch a team I also kind of like, and, the list goes on. Nothing going on today, though. Well, sure there's something going on today. I'm sure maybe college basketball's on today, maybe? Or maybe, does baseball have spring training right now? Well, then again, they wouldn't advertise it. Oh, right. Hockey. Hockey's going on right now. What was I thinking? Of course hockey's going. I went to Trinity Pauling. To not even remember hockey is practically a sin in of itself. But don't worry. Oh, one more thing. Before I continue on. Just the other day, my old high school, Horseheads, won the Stack West title in wrestling. And wrestling was my sport at Horseheads. So, congratulations to you young boys. You just had the Stack tournament yesterday. A few of you were really successful. That is awesome. And, Just because you won Stack West and you all did well in Stack Now, don't rest on your laurels. In fact, if I recall correctly, you still have, I do believe, the Mike Watson Memorial Tournament coming soon. That's going to be big. And then you have sectionals. Now, I'll be sure to give my advice about that a little bit later on, but don't worry. It's always something I post, but it still rings true even now. Like, favorite, share, hit the subscribe button, follow me on the social media platforms, turn notifications on YouTube. I am very confident to make this video for all of you guys who watch and enjoy it. Hope you have a wonderful Saturday. Remember, if you guys are talk channel, it's going to be here to learn here. But always have your back. Take care and make good choices.